Hello, I'm Kylie Olson and welcome to Life in Six Strings. So my guest on today's show is in a four-piece band from South London. They recently made a bit of a name for themselves when they played at the Virtual Heavy Music Awards. They released their debut only last year and were looking to do some fantastic things this year. But of course, then 2020 happened. So I wanted to get guitarist Anna on the show to find out a little bit more about the band, their influences, and get some advice on some techniques that I can use to progress my guitar playing. So please welcome to Life in Six Strings, Anna from Hawxx. How you doing?
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm doing all right considering the circumstances. Trying to kind of stay creative and positive when the world is kind of going to shit. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So how long have you guys been together then? Because you put out your debut last year, and
Our first single came out February 2019.
yes. So for you guys, I mean, not to like harper on about 2020 being a shit year. I mean, we all know that, but like to just get started, get your debut out there, and then it just all disappears. I mean, how are you kind of going to try and come back from that? I mean, what are you doing to kind of lay the foundation so that maybe 2021 it's going to be like, right, let's go.
Well, writing first of all. So we're recording a new EP in 2 weeks, and I think the most important thing for us has been to not lose the really firm belief in the band. Like we all believe in it so strongly, and it's been quite a quick journey to get to where we are now, like over the last 2 years. And I think just holding on to the fact that we'll keep rehearsing, like still be as tight as we can, and keep writing, and just try and get better, so that when we're released into the wild, it'll be good.
You'll be ready to slay. I love it.
Yeah.
So tell me about the name. What's the story about the name? Obviously, there's got to be some sort of bird of prey connotation in there.
Yeah. So Hawxx is obviously from the bird and the kind of the savage sort of wild part, and then XX we wanted for the female chromosome to represent the band as well.
Because
Yeah.
I've read that you said something like you want to kind of make a mark, or kind of kind of shake up the whole sort of male dominated industry. I mean,
Absolutely.
is that, I mean, I don't want to talk about the whole, because it really winds me up when you have, like, you're an all-female band and you'll always be referred to as an all-female band. But
Yeah.
when you have an all-male band, you don't go, oh, you're an all-male band.
No, you don't.
Again,
It
that
really
is
drives
like,
me
that's
crazy
a
too.
sign of the continuing kind of sexism within the industry as well, isn't it, I think?
Totally, yeah. I mean, I even got told when I was talking to a guitarist about putting together an all-female band, he said, oh, you might want to be careful with that because that's a bit gimmicky.
What?
And I was just like, this is why we need an all-female band. God, so small-minded. I mean, you'd never say an all-male band is gimmicky, would you? I mean, that's just the standard, and that's what we want to break.
Oh
Um,
God, that's nuts, isn't it?
it is.
I mean, I remember when I first started in radio, I was going for a co-host for for a breakfast show, and I remember the boss saying to me, like, "Well, you do realize you're just going to be a bit of fluff on the side," and it's like,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I know, and it's like it just amazes you, doesn't it? In this day and age, that you think that crap just continues, but
How insulting to your skill and experience, and
yeah.
oh my God, that just, no, love
Yeah.
that.
No, exactly. But I think it's fantastic that you're doing that. And, all females aside, I think you're doing a great job. And I think the music that you're doing is testament to you being just a brilliant band, brilliant musicians. So
Thank you so much.
that's really cool. But so obviously you've got a guitar in your hands there. So why did you want to learn how to play the guitar?
Um, well, I've had quite a journey with the guitar, because I started playing in Greece, where I'm from, and I started with Greek traditional music on a nylon string.
Yeah.
And that was kind of how I got into it. Like just saw some like bouzouki players and guitar players and just thought, yeah, that's what I want to be doing. And so I did that for a couple of years, and then when I was about 12, realized this is what I want to do with my life, you know, and really commit myself to it. So I actually trained classically for about 6 years and wanted to do the whole conservatoire thing. And
Oh, really?
yeah, Spanish guitar as well and flamenco, and just got really into that world. But alongside, there was this kind of element of really heavy bands that I was listening to, so like Meshuggah and Deftones, and I was Devin Townsend as well, and
Right.
just
Okay.
players that were very very heavy and raw and just like fucking Larry, you know. And this was becoming more and more of a passion, and I think because I am also quite like an emotionally intense person and need an outlet, I think classical music didn't quite do it for me, you know, the
Quite
whole
got
like
it, is it? Yeah.
sitting like this, and yeah, it didn't quite do it. And so I got a 7 string when I was 16, and just fell in love with that style of playing, like super rhythmic, super chuggy, and yeah, like just using the guitar as a vehicle of chaos, really, you know. And
So were you still on a 7 string now? What have you got? No.
yeah,
No.
so I've actually
You
come
are.
full circle and
Oh my
recently
God.
bought a 7 string again, and it's been a dream. Yeah.
Tell me about a 7 string, because obviously you know I'm new to this game. It's a whole new world for me. Why a 7 string? What does that bring to the game of playing guitar?
So the 7th string is a low B. So
Right.
below the E string that we have is a B string. And it brings that extra element of heaviness. So I play with tunings a lot in my
Right.
playing, and so it means that the lowest note I go in a riff, for example, would be like a low G, which is, you know, really dark and low. And
And yeah.
so it's perfect for heavy music essentially.
Okay, so you've got. Can you play me something on it so I can have a listen?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just so I can play you a Hawxx riff. Um, this is actually from a song that we're going to record in a couple of weeks, and this is in drop G. So
Okay.
this is the lowest that it can go. I think, but on a 7 string, if you go below G, it's going to sound a bit flappy, and then we're entering kind of 8 string territory. So yeah, still 7 strings for me.
That is amazing.
Thanks.
That is so cool. So obviously your classical background has helped you massively, isn't it, with this? Because
Yeah.
if you think about it, there's, you know, like Irving Malmsteen and stuff like that. He was classically trained, that whole kind of neo-classical kind of style of playing. I mean, I don't know if that's similar to what you're doing. It's not, is it really? But you definitely bring those elements to it. So what age were you when you started playing?
10.
10, okay. Yeah, you started at a good age. I'm late to the game. That's
Do you
cool.
know what though? Like I teach guitar. That's my day job, and I like most of my students are adults that have come to guitar later in life.
Really?
Yeah, and I really don't believe in the whole thing of you need to start young. And you know, like some of the best players have started later in life, like Alan Holdsworth, you know, one of the best jazz fusion players. I think he started in like his 30s, and he was a game changer. So yeah, I think it's all about the time you put into it, and yeah, just doing it really. Like I don't think we need that thing of you have to be 4 years old and when you start.
That makes me very happy to hear.
Mm.
So what was, I mean, is there any advice that you can give me to kind of push me on this journey? Because I feel like at the moment I've got to a point where I'm just not progressing. It's like, so I
Okay.
feel quite frustrated with it. I think I want to do lots, which I think I want to do things that I can't do. and that's what's frustrating me. I watch people like you and I go, I want to do that.
I mean, what are the areas that you want to progress in that you feel that you're not?
It's like I would love to try some finger tapping and stuff like that, and maybe doing more picking, and because at the moment I'm just very strummy. Like I know about 25, 26, 25 chords, so I've learned a lot of chords and I just strum them, but I want to be a bit more picky.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, so it sounds like you want to advance in technique. And I think the thing with technique is I find having a mindfulness approach to it really helpful, and a kind of repetition really helpful. So setting aside sort of 5 minutes where you do the same exercise over and over. So if it's finger tapping, if you were to do something simple, just starting like that and doing that over and over again for like 5 minutes. Put a timer on with a metronome. Do that for 5 minutes, and then stop, do something else, and then go back to that. And doing that every day, also keeping track of your speed. I think that's a really good system with building up technique.
That's brilliant advice, and actually something that I'm noticing that everyone is saying to me is a metronome. I need to get one. It's like key, I think, isn't it? I guess the whole time.
Cultivate that inner clock. It helps in every area of music after.
So what is the thing? So show me that finger tapping then that you were doing then.
Yeah, I mean that would just be something simple. So what I'm doing is I'm hammering on like just straight onto the guitar.
It doesn't matter where you do it on the guitar, does it? So I could do it anywhere on the fret.
Yeah. I mean, you want it to kind of make some kind of musical sense, I guess. I'm going 5th fret, 7th fret.
Right. Okay.
And I'm doing do you know about like hammering on and pulling off?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing a hammer on just from above onto the 5th fret, and then hammering on with my 3rd finger onto the 7.
Do you lift your the 5th fret off once you go onto the 2nd one?
I keep it on.
You keep it on?
Yeah. Because then what I do is I use my middle finger, because that's the strong finger in the right hand, and I'll tap the 12th fret. Let's just start with that, like
on the same string.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's 7, 8, 9, 10. I haven't started using up this end of the thing yet, the guitar yet. So you go, okay. So is it kind of like one after the other? You go like that, kind of obviously on the same.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have the 1st finger pressed down so that you can have this kind of effect. You can either hammer on with the 1st finger, or you could pick it. If your hand is hovering over the 12th fret, you could pick the 5th fret, hammer on the 7th fret, tap the 12, and then the whole thing of tapping is land and then pull off.
Yeah.
So land, pull off, and then pull off the 7. So
okay. So I just keep doing that 5 minutes every day.
I think so, yeah. Assigning time for technique work and repetition, keeping track of speed. Just do it over and over and over, and then you'll build that muscle memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you. Because I think you're right. If I can just get better with this, a bit of tapping and stuff, I think that will make me feel a bit more confident with my technique. So that's amazing.
Wicked. Good luck with the technique. Any questions ever, like I'm here, I love chatting about this kind of stuff.
Okay, brilliant.
Advice you need. Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, thank you so much.
Cool, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yes, you too. Bye.